roll with these videos. I'm on a roll with these videos. Okay. So, I guess since the hair in the background ain't gonna change, might as well just change the shirt that's might as well just change the shirt. And not even change the shirt, just take off the sweater. Obviously, if you've heard me in other videos, I'm sick. It's just like, why? Like, I've been sick so much this year. Like, from my birthday up until August, I was sick 3 fucking times. And this is time 4. I'm like, my immune system, I guess you can say positive, like it's able to fight off stuff. And negative, like, what's going on, girl? I need to work on it. Thank you. Oh, bless me. Ugh. So, this is gonna be like a short video, hopefully. You know how long that can be. A short video on 2023. Now, 2023, I tend to do it like the numerical year, and then I do Chinese zodiac. I never really mentioned that I'm like a light, I won't say I'm a light studier, because I'm not, but Chinese zodiac as an energetic system is resonates with me. And maybe also because I took Mandarin in college for a year. There's some parts of me that like never die. But I've been doing year of the whatever since year of the ox. So I did year of the ox. I did year of the tiger. And so 2023 is year of the rabbit, the water rabbit. So I was watching somebody else and they were talking about prophetic dreams. I think I do a video of like some tarot readers that I like watch and I enjoy. Like one day. Just so you guys know what I watch on these channels. Anyway, my personal channel is like just a bunch of like lifestyle content. Okay. So, year of the rabbit, water rabbit. I don't really focus in on the element too much. I will say Neptune is going to be in Pisces until like 2026-ish. It probably will fully be out by 2027, barring its like retrogrades and stuff like that. What I'll say about the year of the rabbit, things may become really elusive, and this is like a great time to get caught up in conspiracy theory. And when I say a great time, I don't mean a great time for you. I mean a great time for this larger matrix of energy that really wants to distract you and take your energy by getting you to focus on things that either don't really matter, don't matter as much, have nothing to really do with you. And it's appealing to, because I'm going to go into Pluto and Aquarius also, I guess your ego, your opinionated side, it goes into that. A lot of things may end up being elusive regarding like health tests, like results, money disappearances, money coming in. So I would be very, how can I say, very aware of your record keeping. Don't get too ahead of yourself when it comes to record, like to spending. I would say also because I'm thinking of like rabbits being very numerous. Making sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin as far as resources. And then like also you're not paying out a bunch of people or a bunch of things, especially if you are not getting things back. Especially if you aren't, you never, especially if you also never intended to be giving for however long. So this would be with the fertility of the rabbit. This would be a great time to reevaluate who you want to have kids with. If you don't want to have kids with certain people, if you feeling like this person is spread too thin, psychologically, spiritually, otherwise, or there's some things that they say that's kind of like, there's like questions that they like never seem to answer, you might want to reconsider being with those people. If there's things where you are asking for direct answers and you're not getting them, reconsider. This other side to that though is some things you're just gonna have to find out when you find out. So knowing that like stubborn energy of wanting to pursue and wanting to figure it out, wanting to catch the rabbit, right? Like you may end up being really aggressive as the hunter to get that rabbit. And so understanding that, this is like a hunting analogy, sorry if you're like animal rights, but sometimes the best way is to not actively chase down, is to just wait, right? Just wait. Have some sort of strategy, some sort of stratagem. So there's that. When it comes to the elusive thing also, this ties in with Pluto and Aquarius. I'll have to do a separate video on that, but I was lying upstairs in my bed and I was thinking about Cancer, because I'm a Cancer sun, and how Cancers are always seen as like melancholy, and generally it's kind of like a melancholy that never goes away, because I came to the idea that it's some sort of emotional need that will never get met in the way that we need, and that in some level it is unearthly. That need and that desire, perhaps it's something spiritual that can never really be fed by 3D. I think that if you're a Pluto and Scorp generation, Pluto and Aquarius might bring up a lot of the psychological things that elude you in your emotional health. Like, I know that's a big one for me, mainly because they're squaring, right? They're squaring, and so your own psychological things that elude you. This may be a time where, especially if you're going through your Saturn return, like myself, things such as failures and resets and setbacks and stuff like that may wear on you a little bit psychologically. It may, and if you keep going down the rabbit hole of one bad thing happening and then you spiraling, something I do a lot, into like we're just in the lower regions of hell all of a sudden, right? It can get really bad, because also you may be developing certain defense mechanisms, becoming increasingly aggressive or increasingly inflexible as you try and solve it. My thinking when it comes to because I have planets in 3 of the 4 fixed signs. The most important one, well, they're all important, but the most personal one is my moon in Leo. So there's that. But fixed signs have this, if you won't bend, you'll break kind of mentality. And I think trying to keep it all together is something that, and especially if success and stuff like that is eluding you. Like, we're in the holiday season, it always seems like someone goes off. during the holiday season. I think that is going to come more and more, especially given the circumstances of the world, because what may happen is there's certain events that have no end in sight, and that's the elusive thing, right? That like human suffering is just never ending, really. Even if it's minute suffering, like you wanted 3 pieces of bread and you only got 2, or you only got 1, right? Like some people would tell you, like, just be satisfied with the 2 or 1, but that could be a desire that has not been met, and then goes all the way up to like you were harmed, you know, as an adult or as a child, stuff like that. So I think 2023 is going to be a huge time for that. I was also watching the same tarot reader that was talking about like different premonitions and stuff like that. And it was something that I mentioned with Pluto in another Pluto and Aquarius video. Because I put that in there, in here. That I wouldn't be surprised if cults, the rise of cults, the rise of just a lot of people taking advantage of the situations. Like I said this before, like I wouldn't be surprised if another like Jim Jones popped up, or another, what was the other one? The one that I was looking at, I was like, oh my god, his eyes are freaking killing me. Like they're scary as shit. It was like some like cult that was like galactic in nature. And I've said this before, that air signs don't rule a physical body. And so getting you out of your physical body is seen as like the highest form of getting away from suffering. But you have to reevaluate how you did that. Like if it's just a natural passing, okay. If it's you've actualized what you needed to, then okay. But a lot of cults have a lot of tragic endings. And a lot of that is harvesting energy. And as like someone who kind of is dabbling in mediumship, I don't like watching events, like even when they play back on TV, like what happened to this group and what happened there. Like I can't watch it. Like I'm too sensitive. So yeah. We're in the axes of like the God complex also. And I think Aquarius is supposed to be seen as detached and egalitarian, but really, given that that fixed energy, they're not as egalitarian or even humanitarian as people would think energetically, like the shadow aspect. There's a very, how much do you align with me? And because also Leo is attached to this. If you align with me and my thoughts and my beliefs, I'll be kind to you. And if you don't, you're my number one enemy. And so that may be something that comes up. We've seen this with politics. We're seeing this in relationships. We're seeing this where people are extreme. And I can say that as a Leo moon that I've been pretty extreme when it comes to like certain things. And so this over like righteousness, even if you're not religious, but this over like righteousness is over, I help people, I like humanitarian works that are video recorded. I have to be seen doing X, Y, and Z. I have to be seen giving back. I have to be seen giving out. Like almost like each person is a celebrity. Because I think what Aquarius really wants to be is Leo. Really wants to be the celebrity, but is maybe considered a little too severe. They're not considered as warm, I think. as Leo, being an air sign. So they're quite detached, which helps because it's like you can be fair justice, but means you're also detached. People can't get a pulse on you sometimes. And that can be very hard for people to connect, and that can push people away. And then Aquarius is like, well, it's because I'm this and that and I'm so revolutionary. It's like, no, maybe it's just you're an asshole. You're an asshole. Another thing I was thinking about when it comes to this is the concept of God as being more of a concept of well-beingness, as opposed to like in a physical being, physical matter. It's like a state of mind. And that's not necessarily revolutionary, but I think, I will say, like, health is going to be wealth and health is going to be godly. I wouldn't say if someone's really sick that like they're dancing with the devil. I will say that they've gotten away perhaps from themselves energetically and spiritually. And there's some healing. Different ways of healing, different ways of how we see healing. I think the medical establishment will go through a few innovations, a few debunkings. I wouldn't be surprised if certain doctors got debunked or came out as frauds or were revealed to be whatever. I wouldn't, that. And then outside of that, the concept of life being so hard that there is no God, there is no happiness, there is no light, there is no way forward, I think. I think happiness, well-beingness could be very elusive in the future. As someone who's a millennial and is close to Gen Z, but I work a job where I'm a pharmacy technician. So I fill medications, and I also, because I work in a retail setting, interact with people. And the energy in that place is really low. And it's the physical illness, the mental illness, the spiritual illness, or dis-ease, you want to say it like that. But that has taken a big toll on me. And you learn certain, maybe hard truths about inner light and fostering inner light. You learn that you really do have to foster it through your own abilities, I think. That it's not going to be given to you so easily. And you may also be attacked for being a light. Like, you may be a light for other people, you may be very positive, and it may end up being like you're just being attacked over and over and over, especially when people are really unsettled. So it's something about me. It's so funny because every time I meet people, because I live in a city where there's like a hard accent, I don't have that accent to the extent that people in even my people in my family have. Like, you would think that I would develop this accent. I've never had the accent of the people in this city, even though I've lived here basically all my life. So when I talk to people, there's a lot of impressions that people get. Oh, you're a little rich girl. Oh, you're a little brat. Oh, you're this. And people, it's very easy. I am a brat. I will admit that. I don't care. I really don't care about people saying I'm privileged, X, Y, and Z. I don't care. Because it's like, am I really? Like, if you were to evaluate, am I really? I think there's something about me you just don't like. And it's really upsetting you. And instead of saying that, you're pushing it off as being spoiled or brat. And that's what's going to happen. Like, so if you find yourself with illogical reasons to like dislike people, maybe it's something within your soul that you need to work on. And that's something I've had to deal with. Like, is it jealousy, envy? Is it like unresolved trauma? Is it something that you're aiming for that someone else has? You know, things like that. I feel like there was something else. Something else. Because it's like, I really don't want to like get off of here, and then it's like, oh shit, like that's what I needed to say. Other than that, I'm gonna like give it a few seconds. Give it a few minutes. Huh. It was regarding Pluto and Aquarius. Come on. Oh, I like lost it. It's like not there. Oh, it's not here. This is why writing down stuff is important. I never seem to write down stuff logically, so, you know, there's that. Yeah. If I remember what it is, I'll do a short video on it. But I think that I basically said everything that I wanted to say regarding it. Yeah. So, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video on 2023, year of the water rabbit, year of Pluto, and Aquarius. Bye.